names, photographs, and persons depicted on Fugitive Watch are presumed to be innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
Hey, welcome. Cops React, Mark Kinch. It was Steve Verdeen. How you doing, Steve?
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
We gotta turn off the other video. Hey, welcome. Cops React, Mark Kinch. It was Steve Verdeen. How you doing, Steve? I had that other thing going. Well, it works at least. All right, we're gonna be looking at some videos. I have not watched most of these. I think I threw a couple in there that Steve has not seen. So you're gonna get our pure reactions to what's going on. But I want to cover a couple things first. We're going to talk about what happened yesterday down in Rancho Cucamonga, pretty tragic, and we'll talk about the intervention that a off-duty deputy did to stop that guy from getting away, which I think was awesome. Actually, I think, do we have that one lined up? I'm not sure if we do or not.
Yes, it was #1 on the list I sent you.
Yeah, that list doesn't mean anything. I change everything around. So
I'm just letting you know where you can find
it. No, I do have it. I do have it on the thing here. So let's take a look at that real quick. We'll go over that story. And then, Steve, you also said we have a story from Sacramento that we're going to talk about a little bit later.
Yes, yesterday was the 19th year anniversary of a murder of a Sacramento County Sheriff's deputy that remains unsolved. Also, there was 2 other victims involved in that homicide.
Right. We're going to get that in a second here. All right, let's watch. Let's talk about what happened last night, yesterday afternoon. It's pretty wild, and there's a lot that's happened since then.
Deputy Andrew Nunez was among the law enforcement responding to a domestic violence call in San Bernardino County. Deputies were fired upon as they arrived, and Nunez was shot in the head. As he was rushed to the hospital, the suspect racing away on a motorcycle.
The suspect left the area on a motorcycle and subsequently was pursued by our deputy sheriffs with aerial support overhead.
The suspect speeding down the freeway, hitting 100 miles an hour, then 130, eventually reaching nearly 150 miles an hour as he weaved through traffic. An officer on a motorcycle managed to get close to him, but the suspect cranking the throttle to race away. Moments later, he's seen here pulling out a gun.
So let's go real quick. So at this point, a lot of different officers, and I've never seen a highway patrol officer do that before. So I think the officers had information that this was really serious. This wasn't just some guy fleeing. They already knew what was had gone down. A deputy had been shot. Right, Steve?
Yeah, right, of course. Yeah,
because that's not policy for that CHP officer to do that. That really doesn't apply here because of the circumstances. So
yeah, when there's extraordinary circumstances like that, they're not gonna call off.
Right. That's what.
He seems to chamber a bullet, all without touching the handlebars. Less than a minute later, a car driven by an off-duty officer pulls into his lane and hits him, launching the suspect and the motorcycle into the air.
An off-duty deputy sheriff who put himself on duty and conducted a legal intervention by hitting the suspect on the motorcycle, causing...
And that's exactly what it is, Steve, right? It's perfectly legal for him to do that.
Yeah, it's what's called a legal intervention. It prevents you from being... it actually doesn't go on your driving record as an accident or anything like that. It's called it's a use of force. It's like using your baton or your mace or your taser.
And in this case, I know no one's really thinking about the money right now, but the damage to the car, all that, the county's going to pick all that up and just absorb all this, and then I'm sure the guy's family will try to sue the county for whatever, but whatever. I'm just saying that because that's the way my mind works.
Well, and the sheriff himself actually covered the deputy by saying, actually during the press release there, he says the deputy put himself on duty, so the deputy's covered.
Go down.
Despite the violent toss, the suspect was later seen conscious and sitting up. He was rushed to the hospital in stable condition. He survived, but Deputy Nunez did not. He leaves behind a 2-year-old daughter and a pregnant wife.
I certainly hope for the family that we can provide some level of peace by making sure that the suspect is held to answer for this crime, and we'll all continue to move forward as a department.
Murder charges are expected soon against the suspect.
Yeah, so I don't, a very tragic situation, and we don't have the video of it, but when the bike went down, I didn't know the seriousness of it. I watched it live and I wasn't sure. The news report I was watching said it was a shoplifting incident. And then I saw the CHP officers run up on him after he crashed. I missed the part about the motorcycle. I came in a little late on that. But the chippy came up on the bike. CHP officer came up on the bike. But then I saw the CHP. Then I see a bunch of deputies, like plainclothes deputies in vests and stuff, coming up and with their rifles, and 8, 9, 10, 12 police officers swarming this guy. And that's when I'm like, that's a little much. What's going on? And again, I didn't understand that an officer had been shot. Because I was like, okay, well, because normally if the highway patrol takes over a pursuit, the highway patrol's policy is, okay, you want us to chase this guy? Fine, let us do it. You back off. And that's the way it works. But here, this situation is totally different because those deputies, they want to make sure no matter, all those rules kind of go out the window at this point. Do whatever they can, as many units as possible to take this guy down, who's obviously racking a gun. Right there, he's a major threat at this point.
I think he actually, they have video of him actually shooting at the pursuing deputies and police officers. And the fact that he killed a deputy, I think, really overrides everything. And it's all hands on deck.
Right, pretty extraordinary. Okay, we're gonna have a little video. We're gonna look at a 6-minute video to go over. Steve, I found the raw body cam footage, and then we're going to talk about what happened in Sacramento years ago. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
So I want to go over to this next story, and again, Steve, I'm throwing for a little bit of loop here because I found the raw footage. So instead of the news story.
Okay.
Southbound on 10 Mile.
So we're
No highway, please.
So Steve, they just left a crash scene. What happened?
Yeah, apparently this suspect was involved in a car accident, and the police were there investigating the car accident, and the paramedics were there to transport one of the drivers, and the other driver jumped in the ambulance and took off with the paramedic and the patient in the back of the ambulance.
So right now, over this a patrol car view of him trying to catch up to the ambulance that's been stolen by one of the involved.
Yeah, and you can see the actual raw video on our website at fugitive.com, as well as the video of the newscast.
It's an Asian male driving.
Yeah, 2 cars trying to pursue right now. Everybody else.
Again, this is
Position yourself at different points.
This is pretty extraordinary circumstances. The police are probably going to bend the rules here a little bit to catch this guy.
And it's also extremely dangerous. That's a big vehicle to be driving that fast, recklessly like that.
It's into the construction zone on Novi, south of 9.
36 in construction zone.
I mean,
The flagman's like this. Come on through.
That's virtually a cruise missile on wheels.
This is like right out of GTA.
Yeah, and, it's a deadly weapon traveling at 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. It's just a disaster waiting to happen.
Right.
Changing update.
Yeah, and they're not calling off the pursuit because he's kidnapping the paramedic and a patient.
Right. Do they interview the paramedic after the event?
Not in the newscast, no.
Okay. And I could barely see the ambulance way up ahead.
See, and I don't know if the paramedic has access from the back to the front to the driver or not. Well, I don't know if it's sealed off. The driver sealed off from the back of the ambulance.
Looks like the tire's blown out. That's what he's saying.
Blew a rear tire, right.
I can't remember enhancements, if there's enhancements for stealing a emergency vehicle.
Yeah, I don't know. This happened, I believe, in Minnesota. So I don't know what the laws are over there. But this occasionally happens with police cars. I've seen where police cars have been stolen.
Yeah, I got a good story about that in San Jose years ago. Campbell, actually. Basically, a detective, now an officer, had his in custody in the back, a young woman, and she was able to get out of the handcuffs, crawl to the front of the car, and steal his patrol car.
Yeah, when I was with the sheriff's department, we did not have cages in our cars.
So they actually he collided in that intersection. I'll go back here a little bit. Yeah. You can see what happens here. And he goes through the intersection, a little T-bone section there.
It's a miracle he didn't kill anybody.
He's still going to get out. Look at this. And why are they hiding his face?
I don't know.
The Asian male driver left the vehicle.
Oh, he's fighting. Look at, he's resisting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's resisting, all right. You can see the officers kneeing him a couple of times.
Right.
Trying to get him to comply.
All totally acceptable at this point.
100%.
Is that the paramedic off to the left there? I think it is.
Yeah, and I believe the chief of police backs up his officers' use of force in the news story.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Like I was saying, that when I was with the sheriff's office, we did not have cages in our cars, and more than I'd like to admit that we had cars stolen by prisoners.
Yeah.
And we have one next-door unit.
So it went on for a while. I think there's a.
Excuse me.
All lanes back is going to be shut down for a while. Go ahead and get an extra out when you can.
Yeah, this is the breakdown of this one here.
Close down.
October 24th, just after 3:15 p.m. Officers responded to a crash.
How many cars are involved in this accident?
2. Police tell me the at-fault driver is 33-year-old Chang Lin Lee. When officers arrived, Lee was not present at the scene, but an ambulance was called for the other driver who had a leg injury. 3:21 p.m. the ambulance arrives and takes a position southbound on Novi. This angle shows the at-fault driver Lee back at the scene, checking out his vehicle and taking pictures of the crash site. 3 minutes later, he becomes the suspect.
Crazy.
Leaving the first responders and officers stunned.
It took a minute to process it.
The chase begins with Lee driving the ambulance at over 70 miles per hour southbound Novi, while a paramedic treats a patient in the back.
The road is actually closed to traffic.
It's into the construction zone.
You see the cloud of dust, that's from the ambulance.
I mean, it's a miracle that he was able to dodge all the construction vehicles.
Yes. Normally, we would not allow a pursuit to continue like this. We had no idea what the intention of the suspect was. The decision was to allow the pursuit to continue.
Blown rear tire on the passenger side.
Near 8 Mile and back, the ambulance blows a rear tire, swerves around a gravel hauler, and crashes into a third driver. Lee jumps out of the ambulance, and a struggle ensues.
They're trying to get him into handcuffs, and he's very, very uncooperative. And at some point here, it's hard to see. He's already reached for the officer's handgun.
Yeah.
So he's delivering
nice.
2 knee strikes.
I love
He's
it.
trained.
I would say he's more than uncooperative. I would say that he's violent.
But I love how the chief is here talking about the justification of the knee strikes.
Neither the officers or the suspect were injured during this whole thing.
The paramedic and patient were rescued just before the ambulance caught fire. The 72-year-old driver in this crash walked away with broken ribs and a shoulder injury.
This is not something that you see every day. This could have been much, much worse.
Meanwhile, Lee was charged this past Saturday with 7 felony counts, including carjacking and fleeing police.
The court is prepared to set bond in the amount of $5 million, cash
Nice.
no 10%.
Now, Lee's housemate tells me off camera that he believes Lee suffers from mental health issues, and that's another reason why the police confiscated Lee's long guns over
That's another reason why he needs to be separated from society.
the weekend. Now, Lee will be back in court on November 3rd. In Novi, I'm Faraz Javed, 7 News Detroit.
So
And he owns guns,
why
too.
The person, Minnesota, I think, is one of those any fool can carry a gun states, and why a person with mental health problems has access to firearms is just beyond me.
Yeah. Oh, well. Welcome to...
When will we learn?
Right. All right, Steve, why don't you set this up for us in Sacramento years ago?
Yeah, a Sacramento County Sheriff's deputy was on patrol and not answering his radio, and this happened 19 years ago yesterday. It was the 19th anniversary. And when he didn't answer his radio, they dispatched other officers to check on him and found him dead. And all they had for a description was a white van, I believe. And they conducted an extensive search. They found a van with 2 dead bodies in it in a river. And the case remains unsolved to this day. And this story here will shed some more insight into the case. Very sad.
The eerie silence alerted dispatch something wasn't right.
But this is exactly where it occurred that evening. As you can see, this is a very rural road.
A remote and secluded area in Slough House. Nothing around except a white van, no plates. A gruesome discovery
of a violent struggle.
On October 27th, 2006, at about 3:24 in the morning, Deputy Mitchell had come in contact with a white van.
Sacramento County Sheriff's Deputy Jeffrey Mitchell told dispatch he was checking on a white van he spotted on the side of Mace Road.
About 6 or 7 minutes later, dispatch hears his radio keyed. There was a clearing of the air a little bit. They'd done a welfare check on him. There was no response.
Dispatch told all nearby units to respond.
About 14 minutes later, the first unit got here.
The first officer to arrive found Deputy Mitchell on the ground. He had been shot. The white van was gone. It became clear to investigators Mitchell fought for his life. There was a violent encounter before someone shot Mitchell with his own gun.
I remember my pager going off and reading the page that we had an officer down.
Sergeant Tony Turnbull was friends with Mitchell.
I was in shock to see his name come across my pager.
An alert was put out on the freeway signs. Officers shot, white Chevy van, no plate. The very next day, a couple who had seen the alert reported a white van stuck in the Cosumnes River down below Highway 49 in El Dorado County.
This is where we located the white van in the middle of the river.
From the site of the murder to the location of the van is a 27-minute drive.
Oh, I think they came directly here from the scene.
The van, already an important find, revealed a horrifying new layer in this case.
I noticed immediately that they were deceased inside.
Inside were the bodies of the van's registered owner, 43-year-old Alan Schubert, and his friend, 28-year-old Nicole Welsh. Their cause of death? Carbon monoxide poisoning. Turnbull believes they were already dead when Deputy Mitchell was shot and killed.
That's one of the theories, that Alan and Nicole were already deceased when the van was out here. Whoever was here with them, whether it's one person that was driving the van or there was multiple people, were trying to get rid of the bodies.
Turnbull says the sheriff's office processed the van, interviewed the families of Welsh and Schubert, and investigated all leads. But the circumstances of this case, time of day, lack of evidence at the scene, and no witnesses, makes it incredibly difficult to investigate. Still, Turnbull and other detectives like Mickey Lynx insist this is not a cold case.
That's never been a cold case. It's unsolved, but it's not cold.
After 14 years, we've made a lot of strides, to be quite honest with you. To say there's no suspects or person of interest would be lying to you. We obviously have looked at some people strongly, and they have not been ruled out yet.
This memorial stands where Deputy Mitchell was killed, but his coworkers are also reminded of him when they go to work. Boxes upon boxes of his case files line their cubicles.
Are we there? I think we're close. I can't give you a time frame, but I can honestly say we're probably not far away. We just need something or somebody to get us over the top.
If you know anything about this case, call 916-874-5057. Deputy Mitchell is survived by his wife, Crystal, son, Jake. Next week on Unsolved California,
Or you can also send us a tip at tips@fugitive.com if you have any information that can help solve this crime. This is still unsolved. Can't hear you.
This is something you guys covered 20 years ago?
Yes. You know what? And my memory, I recalled this story, and I was talking to a parole officer friend of mine, and I thought it was a chippy that had been killed. I remember the white van, and that was unsolved, and that they had found the officer dead by his car. And he goes, "No, that wasn't a chippy. That was a Sac Pete. That was Sac SO." I said, "You sure?" I think it's for sure. I think it was a CHP case. He goes, "No, it was Sac SO." He goes, I was working up that area when it happened. And sure enough,
all it takes is somebody knows something, obviously, and then I'm sure they're. I know they got to keep everything close to the vest because they know, because that's going to be the thing. Someone's going to tell them something that nobody else knows, and that's going to be the key.
Yeah,
whoever you are. I'm sure you're looking over your shoulder, which you should be, but someone's gonna at some point it's gonna come out one way or the other, whether forensically or through someone talking. So we hope.
And that's how these cases. That's how these cases are broken. Solved. Mark, is somebody eventually, has a change of heart and decides to pick up the phone or send a tip in.
All right, let's move over to the great state of, this is one of Steve's favorite, Kentucky.
Oh my goodness. This is another sad case here.
Go ahead and put your hand on the steering wheel for me. Go ahead and put your hand on the steering wheel for me. So go ahead and put your hand on the steering wheel.
So he's outside of the car trying to get the guy to comply. Steve, you got any background on this?
Yeah, he stopped this pickup truck for a traffic violation, and the passenger had asked the driver for a ride. So then the passenger, when they were being stopped, says, "Hey, take off," and the driver said, "I'm not taking off. Why am I taking off?" And he did not know that the passenger was armed with a gun. And the passenger was actually he was en route to a Baptist church to go commit a mass shooting.
Jesus. Oh my God. Oh, brutal.
And you can see there's nowhere for cover. It's all wide open. The poor officer he's just trying to get distance.
Oh no. Okay.
He's just running, trying to get distance. There's nowhere for cover. And the driver, thankfully, he runs to the officer, the wounded officer, and administers a tourniquet to help stop the bleeding.
This is the officer's actual body camera?
This is the body camera, correct.
What's going on?
The first one was the dash cam.
Why you not just drive a seatbelt on?
It was.
Huh?
It was.
It was. You got the driver's license? Can you roll down the back window? What's going on, buddy?
So at the
Good. You got the driver's license on you too? You're not wearing your seatbelt.
So at this point, you got two people. We can't see the angle, but you have two people you got to worry about. You got to be able to watch the hands of your driver, and you also got to be able to watch the hands of your passenger.
Correct.
And that's always the problem, right? You got a lot going on here, and
Correct.
yeah.
And it's also your mindset. You know, this is not a felony stop. This is a traffic violation.
We're going to put the car in park. Get it on park. Where are you guys headed? What is it? Do you have a social? What is it?
Damn it. He just wants to get away.
3-4 shots fired.
And I feel for this poor guy. Like I say, you know, there's nowhere for concealment or cover. He's just gonna try to get distance.
Yeah.
And he is wounded. He has been shot.
Right at the airport.
Where's he shot at?
I believe he's shot in the leg.
In the leg?
Shot in the leg.
I believe so, yes.
Shot in the leg.
10-4. EMS, did you get a description of the vehicle or what they had on?
10-4, stand raw subject.
And you can hear the dispatcher ask him where he's at. So I guess he didn't put himself out on the car stop because the dispatcher had to ask him, "Where are you?"
So nowadays, a lot of the cars are trackable by dispatch and by the other patrol units.
Help, please. What do you want to do? Bleeding on the leg. Tourniquet? Yes, please.
Even in my
Oh my God.
When he saw the driver running up to him, he wasn't sure what the driver's intentions were, and he told him to stay away. But then the driver said, "I'll help you. I'll help you.
Tell me what to do.
Tell me what to do."
Yes. Bleeding on the leg. Oh my God. Is that time? It's not time enough, is it?
Did you get a description of what the male was wearing and what directions he fled?
Towards the airport. Oh my God.
10-4 towards the airport.
Here.
204 is en route to you.
Oh my God. Bleeding. Get some water, please. Shot in the leg. Oh my God. Yeah. Did somebody call? Somebody, yeah.
So you got to make sure the tourniquet's tighter than you would think. Just you want that blood to stop. Don't worry about making it too tight. And then,
because I don't have this one good.
and the best thing to do is just to go ahead and apply another one.
Yeah, there's another citizen offering his belt with a tourniquet.
I didn't see. Did he put out a description of the truck?
I believe he did, yes. But the suspect went to the city of Lexington. From here, he went to the city of Lexington and went into a Baptist church and committed a mass shooting. Killed 2 women. Fortunately, one of these women is a registered nurse and was able to administer first aid.
Oh, here we go.
He almost hit us, dude. I was like, what is this guy doing?
They're talking about the guy in the black truck almost hitting him.
Okay. Did he shoot you? Yeah. Oh my God.
So this guy here in the blue just picked up the guy as a hitchhiker, or he knew him, or
no, he's a friend. He said he was a friend.
I've got it on as tight as I can twist it, but
he knew the guy.
Tourniquet.
Do you have a belt? Yeah.
Get up higher as high as you can. All right, dude.
Okay, pull your leg this way so they can get through there.
I'm sorry, man.
304.
and Steve, the officer, survives.
Yes, he survived.
Thank God.
Yeah. Unfortunately, 2 women at the church and did not survive, and I believe there were two other people that were wounded at the church.
Did the suspect kill himself, or did the cops get him? Or?
He got into a shootout with the responding officers in Lexington, and they killed him.
I don't know if I can leave it or not.
So that's some wild footage. I again, you know, you're walking up in a car like that, like you said, you're not once you got him stopped and it seems like everything's okay, but he could have had, that gun could have been, they got to be able to watch those hands, and he positions himself, where you're kind of like you're just peeking over the edge there, right, slicing the pie enough just to like, I need to see your hands. I need to see your hands. You got to keep your hands. There can't be any of this, right? They can't be going down like that. He was shot in the leg though, so I'm curious how that even that angle happens, since it wasn't the driver.
I am too. I get the impression that maybe he was seated in the back seat of the truck, that he wasn't in the front seat.
Oh, okay. So he was in the back.
I get that impression. Yes.
Oh, that makes more sense. Okay, that makes more sense.
And then it makes it more complicated again with these states where any fool can carry a gun. These police departments have these policies where you can't point your gun at somebody because they have a gun, and you can't, they're restricted because it's lawful for them to have guns in their cars with them.
Well, it's good to see all these citizens come out to help, and
Yes.
even the driver, he's just like, my God, what are you doing? And
there's videos you can see on YouTube where the governor and the chief of the state police, the high patrol there, gave commendations to the citizens who helped the officer.
All right, let's change it up a little bit and just react to something going on in our own backyard. I actually met this guy years ago when I was at task force in San Mateo. Nice guy, but definitely some issues we could talk about. And all you taxpayers out there, this one's going to irk you a little bit. But I always laugh at the ones, I pay your taxes, those type of things. But yeah, let's check out the captain lives out in Idaho, and he's the chief of Millbrae PD, and but he's been living at the police department apparently. I'm sorry, I said Idaho. I didn't mean to say Idaho.
Yeah. Apparently, Mark, Millbrae is a city in San Mateo County, and they contract with the sheriff's department to be their police department. So the sheriff has appointed this captain to be their chief of police.
Yeah, San Carlos, Millbrae, Pacifica, Half Moon Bay.
San Mateo County is not a Holiday Inn.
The president of the San Mateo County Board of Supervisors calls for an independent investigation into a complaint that the police chief is allegedly...
First of all, the chief needs to lose that smirk. That's the first thing. Hands in the pocket, body language is like, come on, dude, man up a little bit.
Yeah.
...at the station
Not
during
a good
work
look.
days and commuting to Idaho when he's off.
That complaint raising important questions about public safety and the proper use of your tax dollars.
The I-Team's Dan Noyes is here with a report you will see only on 7. Dan.
Alma and Larry, when fire inspectors went through the Millbrae police station this week, they found more than they expected. You may have seen Eamon Allen before.
There's that
He was
look.
Spokesperson for the San Mateo County Sheriff's Office until Christina Corpus made him Millbrae police chief.
And she just got separated from the department. She finally got ousted.
She just got the boot.
City contracts with the Sheriff's Office for law enforcement services. Then, in June of last year, property records confirmed that Allen bought a house outside Boise, Idaho. The chief's very long commute raises questions.
Are you living in Idaho? Can a chief really perform for Millbrae if he's living in Idaho?
Yeah, you can do it on Zoom, right?
Sure.
Despite repeated attempts,
Are you living in Idaho?
Allen would not answer questions about a 646-mile drive to work or the hour and 35-minute flight.
Not able to return to work on short notice in the event of an emergency is ridiculous.
Former San Francisco Police Commander Rich Correa tells the I-Team, any police chief needs to be able to respond quickly to a high-profile crime, earthquake, or some other disaster, and that there's no substitute for hands-on and eyes-on experience 7 days a week.
You'd want a police chief that's a stakeholder in the community and able to experience the community at a granular level.
I agree with that a lot.
Understand it and know what's going on, and also to be present on short notice.
Since Allen became Millbrae police chief, photos obtained by the I-Team show the station has added 2 bedrooms, a single, and a room with 2 mattresses. I asked for a tour of the public facility funded by your tax dollars.
Amen. I'm allowed to see what's in here. I can't see the mattresses that you have.
See right through the window.
Can you give me a tour?
We're not doing tours right now, Dan. Sorry.
I wanted to check out a formal complaint from the Millbrae city manager to the county attorney that says Allen uses the police station as bedroom facilities since he now resides in the Boise, Idaho area. In addition, Millbrae's code of ethics says no public employee shall use city-owned property for personal need, convenience, or profit. San Mateo County Board of Supervisors President David Canepa is calling for an independent investigation.
If someone is living out of county or out of state, they have to pay for their own lodging. Meaning, San Mateo County is not a Holiday Inn.
Canepa has no issue supplying beds for officers who work a night shift and may have court the next day, for example.
Right.
But he sees a distinction.
We need to see, was someone living in there permanently? These are taxpayer dollars. And so we need to make sure that what's taking place in those facilities really is for the good of the tax.
Look, I understand a lot of the retired cops, they flee to these states where their money goes a long way. But you save that for retirement. You know, and I'm sorry, but look, I know a lot of cops that commute from the valley and they come out and do their job 4 days. San Jose PD, I remember we used to have all the trailers out in the lot for the guys that live there during the week. I don't have a problem with that. This is the chief. He should have rented a room from somebody, and then he can go home a couple days a week, whatever, to Idaho. But as long as he has a residence in Millbrae, that's his. I think this would have avoided all this, you know. Oh yeah, I keep a room and I also have a house in Idaho, but you know, and then they can do their investigation about how long he's in Idaho versus he's in Millbrae, I guess. But
right.
I mean, they just thought something they'd get away with. I mean, maybe cops should be treated more like firemen, given a place to stay when they're on duty. I don't know. It's a big expense for the city. It's a big expense for the city, for the community. But I do agree with, man, it's nice to have police officers that are embedded and have something. You know, in Oakland, there's all these guys they all worked in Oakland, but they would not live there. But I get it, but it also kind of, you want somebody who's got something invested in the community. You know, when I was on patrol, my last 2 times, I purposely went and worked my neighborhood as a patrol officer. You know, down here in the unincorporated area here is a Morgan Hill, Gilroy, and I lived right there. You know, and but I felt, to me, it was like, no, I'm part of it. Yeah, I walk into stores, I may see people I've arrested before, stuff like that. But hey, that's okay. You guys pay me to do that. I'm not scared that way of stuff, you know. But I liked working where I lived because it made me. I think I actually cared a little bit more about it. You know, to be honest with you.
Well, there's also the morale factor. You know, was that afforded to all the deputies working in Millbrae, or is just because he's the chief, he gets the privilege of having an apartment in headquarters there? You know, how about the other deputies who they have to pay rent, they have to pay a mortgage? You know, do they get the privilege of being able to make an apartment in the police headquarters too? Right. I don't think I would venture not.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. Good point. All right, you ready for a crazy one? I got a surprise for you. All right. Let's go.
Talk it to me.
This one's crazy. Man, this is wild.
Illinois, a small town northwest of Chicago, officers were dispatched to a car dealership when a security camera monitoring service discovered 3 to 4 suspicious people on the property. When officers arrived, they had no idea one of the stolen cars would be their own.
198, you see subjects get into a car.
Okay.
Further units can come in off of Dundee Road.
Okay, so they're responding to suspicious people at a car dealership.
They're coming out with a Porsche. Very fit. Very high rate of speed.
Leading with a Porsche, high rate of speed.
Whoa! Whoa!
190, they just rammed me. They're ramming the gate. Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground, motherfucker! Oh. 190 more Porsches are being stolen.
This is typical of how they would rob dealerships across the country, where groups of 4 or 5 people would go in and then they just all flee and do it. It happens in Oakland, happens in other parts of the country. What about shooting that guy right there, the one that just rammed him afterwards?
Did he shoot at him?
I mean, could the officer justly shoot him after he'd been rammed like that?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think he'd be able to get away with that.
He did it once to an officer, he might not do it to someone else. You couldn't articulate that?
Yeah, I think I think most agencies have policies now about shooting at fleeing vehicles.
After you've been rammed by that car?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah. But I have a friend that works at a dealership in Oakland, and a few months ago she called me and told me that they had broken into her dealership and stole
very common
10 cars.
Very common.
138, I'm 1060. Can we get Inverness to respond as well?
Hey, Inverness, get into the area, please.
Are you hit?
75 is better for air route.
190 black SUV Porsche headed eastbound on Dundee Road. And there was also another Porsche that left southbound.
Are you hurt?
No, I'm okay.
Is he in the car? You're hurt?
Huh?
Is that another officer asking him? Is that the female voice?
Sector 136, hold it
Yeah.
here.
And then someone's telling him about a crash up the road now.
Okay.
Be careful, 190. We just got a passerby that said the white Porsche.
Steve, this is not over.
Oh my goodness. You got snow everywhere.
138, I'm eastbound Dundee, passing Carlisle. That black Porsche is far ahead of me. Right. Black Porsche, eastbound Dundee, far ahead of you.
Hey, I got another unit.
Look at this, look at this.
Coming out at a high rate of speed.
Take the shot, take the shot.
Oh.
So he was
westbound on Dundee Road.
So 3 cops are there, 2 run off to that crash, and they don't know there's another guy still on the property who was stealing a car at that time.
Gee.
They went through the gate, hit my car again, and they're gonna go southbound on Barrington Road. White Mercedes. I know, just get in your car.
Now, that white car looks like a Mercedes also, right?
168, I got 277. Stop the car! Get the hell out of the car! Get up! Get up!
They're going to go southbound on Barrington Road.
168, I need another unit. Got people running. At 68.
People running.
I've seen this, I know what happens.
Get on the
Oh
ground.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Guess what happens?
He gets hit by a car.
No.
He takes off in the police car.
Takes the patrol car.
Oh.
168, just saw my squad car. He's heading toward you, Ryan.
That sunken feeling.
Oh my God.
Oh, you're sick to your stomach when that happens.
Look at that's that same officer. the same officer there as he went by. So now we got a disabled patrol car and one stolen.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, hi.
You nailed it.
This has been a couple years. They just finally released all the footage. The Freedom of Information Act. All intercut, all the different angles and cameras.
I don't blame him.
116, he just stole my squad car. He's going eastbound on Route 15. Get Rita!
You guys, you're fucking shitting me.
16, we have 2 cars broken down here. I might need other units out here.
There's him over to work. I just got T-boned. They rammed me. I blocked the gate. And a Porsche flying out hit me.
Central, 138, following behind the squad car now.
There we go. Watch it. Lose it, buddy. Lose it. Yeah, you can't control that car. Ah!
Southbound 14. Southbound on Elon.
Another speedy Tomahawk missile just waiting. to kill somebody.
136 correct and southbound on Elon. Southbound on Elon.
And I have no sympathy for these suspects at all. Zero. You know, the amount of danger they put everybody in.
It's disregard for life.
We're at Dundee and Ela.
Dundee and Ela. You know what we need units here. And then another vehicle. We got some units.
How many innocent people have been killed by these idiots driving like that?
Hey, let me see your fucking hands! You're on the ground, motherfucker! Let me see your hands!
Right up there.
Are they okay over here?
I think it's a stolen car. Just make sure.
How about, hey Steve, how about a warning shot now? How about just a warning shot? You know, just after all the chaos these guys have caused, one warning shot.
Yeah, you know, San Jose, when I lateraled from the SO to San Jose, I was surprised that San Jose still allowed warning shots. I don't know if they do now, but
look, but I'm saying, you know, you and Scott always talk about watch your background. Your background here is pretty good, so
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about a school bus or something in the background here.
Right.
Move your gun! Stop! Listen to me! Roll onto your stomach! Roll onto your stomach! Hey! Keep your fucking hands up!
Did the CHP allow warning shots?
Yeah, very. I can't remember, and very specific situation back when they did. I don't remember what the policy is on it.
Yeah. I was so surprised that at the SO they did not allow warning shots. But San Jose
Yeah, I can't remember who did or not.
38, we got one at gunpoint. Don't move! Why are you moving, dude?
Why are you moving? He's gonna run.
Yeah, this guy.
He's running.
That can't be fun working in the snow like that.
You okay?
Yep. Okay, thank you guys.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you saw him. There was another guy that took off through the forest.
He did?
Yeah.
Is that the person that came out and stole my squad car?
So I don't know if Matt's watching is going to ask what's the latest with the, you know, I haven't been in patrol cars 6-7 years now. So what's the latest on the policy of, I mean, do the cars, I don't even know if they can be driven off anymore, some of the newer cars, unless you're one of the cops.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I guess you could have a kill switch if you're so far from the vehicle.
And now in custody.
It automatically
Somebody, entrapment.
kill the engine.
Central 136, can you please send the paramedics to our location? We have one subject entrapped in the vehicle.
Oh, is the car on fire?
I don't think so.
They have a suspect entrapped inside the vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so that's that might be a victim vehicle is what they're saying. I haven't watched this part of it.
Well, they got how many crime scenes now do they have?
So he's a victim in the car. He was in the he was the car that was hit when he came out.
Oh, okay.
No clue. No one right now. Our supervisor's at Motorworks. Okay.
So you got multiple agencies that are here. You got multiple agencies because they're small agencies. So you have other agencies that responded to help out.
Where are you from?
And how many crime scenes do you have now?
Yeah, multiple. Yeah. And again, it's these kids, they target the dealership, they come there and they raid it, they get the keys, and you know, this is where key security for a dealership becomes crucial. There's no reason why they should have access to those keys to those cars. You know?
Yeah, you're right.
One offender in the stolen car, but in custody. Right, one victim. And one victim.
I mean,
And it's not
that guy, the guy that they had to pull out of the back of that side of that car, the victim, I would be suing, if that was me, I'd be suing the dealership. Why'd you let these guys access to these cars?
Yeah, and it's not that difficult. Lock the keys up.
I mean, you could have a nice safe, you could have a good safe or some sort of program, but I think maybe these cars were hacked. I doubt it though. For the Porsches like that, I could be wrong, but yeah. The question is, where were the keys? How did they get the keys to these cars?
Yeah.
Here, sit up so you can breathe, man. Just sit up like this.
Might have been an inside job.
So they're still missing one.
Central 173, correction. 173, go ahead.
You went this way?
Yeah. He been at the woods.
Who was he driving or were you driving?
Yeah, my friend who had all the cars stolen in Oakland,
been got the car with
I asked her, I said, you don't have air tags in all of your cars? She goes, no, I told the owner we should do that.
What, say it again?
When she told me that they had 10 cars stolen.
All right, we're going to stand up, all right?
I said, you don't have air tags in your cars at the dealership? She goes, no. I told the owner of the dealership we could do that. But he's too cheap.
Yeah, we're going to grab it. Just hold on. I'm going to search you one more time while you're up, okay? You got nothing on you, right? Got keys down there, too.
31 last time. We got no squads here.
My keys are so quick. Where are the keys at?
Be good. And,
say where the guys at. If they call, I know they at.
The two officers without their cars. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. They're never going to live that down, Mark.
Oh, I know.
FYI, so.
That's going to be hard.
You're going to go your whole career with that saddle hanging over your head.
And now it's all, unlike when we were around, they weren't videotaping everything that they do now, right? So
yeah, exactly.
You gotta live with it now, and us all critiquing it.
It's going to be on YouTube for the rest of your
Yeah,
life.
I mean, I can't remember. I left my car running many times early in my career because we didn't know any better. It happened once in a while, but it just wasn't a thing.
You're going to Cook County Jail.
Yeah, that would be a thing. Now, but they're so easy to find now too. You got to turn the speaker off on them.
We're gonna get you an ambulance, but we got to get you up here, man. We called an ambulance already, okay?
Okay.
Can you get your legs on you so we can get up?
Okay.
We're like literally almost there. Look at this. Look.
No, I'm a fat pig eating Cheetos and stealing cars. I can't get up right now.
You're good. You're good. Almost there, bro. Let me grab my.
No, I'm glad I never had to work in this
He's
mill.
gonna need an ambulance.
That's got to be miserable.
You don't need an ambulance?
Yeah, we're going to get you checked out regardless.
This is crazy.
Hello? Have they called you yet? We got a major show. You got to come in.
Major.
We got one squad crash. We got one guy in custody at least. Multiple one civilian that was involved in the crash.
We're going to shut down.
Looking for 2 more guys running around town.
Oh, they still have outstanding suspects.
Hey, you okay? Wake up, bro. Busy? What's your name?
According to the police report, a review of Motorworks' surveillance footage revealed that 5 to 7 offenders stole many key fobs and began stealing luxury vehicles at 6 in the morning. They were in the middle of stealing their second round of cars when police arrived.
Wow.
27-year-old Tavarius Jackson was charged with 2 counts of aggravated possession of a stolen vehicle, criminal damage to property, aggravated battery to a peace officer, and aggravated fleeing and eluding. A second suspect, 23-year-old Lamont Jackson, was arrested 2 miles south of Motorworks after crashing the second Mercedes that fled the lot. He was charged with aggravated fleeing and eluding and possession of a stolen motor vehicle. Both suspects were held on a $100,000 bond, and both suspects were on parole for prior felony convictions. According to the Illinois Department of Corrections, Tavarius received a 4-year prison sentence for 2 counts of burglary and 3 counts of possessing a stolen vehicle. He was released April 2025 and is on parole through spring of 2026. Lamont received 5 years for burglary, aggravated reckless driving, and possession of a stolen vehicle, and is currently serving his time at Pinckneyville Correctional Center. According to the police report, the black Porsche was never located. In all, 5 people sustained injuries in 4 separate crashes caused by the group of thieves, and all involved have made a full recovery.
They didn't just steal once, they came back for seconds, same lot.
So where's the vehicle that was never recovered, Mark?
Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't watched it that far, so I'm interested in that. I want to see if I can get that VIN number, because that'd be fun to track that car down.
Yeah, and what good are these cars on the market with all the damage that they sustained? Just
well, was the black one damaged? I don't remember.
I don't remember it either. But
yeah,
they look like they damaged them.
It's
through the gate.
Tony says this is in Mexico. That's why, Tony, we're sending you and Steve down to Mexico to recover the car. I got a lead.
Oh, Illinois is a long way from Mexico.
But it's around, and there are ways. So I'll look into that a little bit. I'll research that, because the Midwest Safety, the one that does this video, is great job, amazing channel. They they're just going off the police report, but if we could figure out, it's interesting to see if you could figure out the VIN number of that Porsche, because that'd be interesting to try to track that car down. Good stuff. Good stuff. I those poor officers, I can't, they can't, I just.
You say that's a small agency, the chaos that causes that small agency, to lose car. They lost 2 cars now.
Yes. Yeah. It's just crazy. It's like that. Okay. Officer, and we got a couple more stories here. We have officer involved shooting at Banner Medical Center. I have not seen this one, so this is all you, buddy.
Okay.
Tucson's Banner South Hospital turned into a crime scene today, or Wednesday, I should say, after a Pima County corrections officer shot and killed an inmate. News 4 Tucson's Jacob Owens shares what was behind the frightening incident. Jacob.
Sean, shooting anywhere is pretty alarming, much less a hospital. But today, behind me at Banner South University Medical Center, an altercation between an officer and an inmate resulted in the inmate's death.
Our corrections officer found herself in a struggle with the inmate, and she fired a round, striking the inmate. The inmate has succumbed to his injuries.
That was Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos briefing the press Wednesday afternoon. He says the inmate was from the county's adult detention center. The man made a trip to Banner with the corrections officer for treatment. The deputy and the inmate were in the emergency room just before 1 p.m. Wednesday when the altercation occurred.
No other injuries. Our corrections officers are fine. They're doing well. No hospital staff was injured as well.
The hospital returned to normal operations Wednesday afternoon, but a heavy law enforcement presence remained into the evening.
You can only imagine, as you see here with all the investigators involved, it's going to be a long day.
All right, Steve, how does this happen? How does the inmate get a gun?
Well, Mark, I worked in the custody division of the sheriff's department for a while. And the transportation of inmates is the weakest link in the chain of custody of inmates. And, you're outside of the facility. You are maybe one officer to maybe one or two inmates. And you don't have the security of the facility. And you have these inmates are transported every day, to hospitals. They have to have medical treatment. They may go to Stanford Hospital, Santa Clara Valley Medical Center for specialized treatment. And there's just you and the inmate. And if they want to make an escape attempt, they could have Confederates waiting to ambush you in the hallway of the facility.
That's true.
And you don't have any backup. You're by yourself. And it's very dangerous, and it is the weakest link in the chain of custody of inmates.
Wow.
And I'm not saying the complacency played a role in this, but to all my brothers and sisters out there who transport inmates, it's just like anything else in law enforcement. You cannot allow yourself to be complacent. You must be alert at all times.
All right, let's go over to. You know what? I work a lot of cases. I got to go to Oakland tomorrow, but I prefer to go to Oakland these days versus going to Vallejo these days. Personally, I've run into some really wild stuff in Vallejo in the last couple of years since I retired, and I actually feel better going around Oakland these days.
Oh my goodness,
police
really?
Are offering a $500 reward for information on a robbery and dog napping. This happened on Friday, just before noon. Near Marin and Kentucky Streets, police say a man was walking his dog Tyson in the area when another man and a woman approached and threatened him at knife point. They took his wallet and they grabbed Tyson before getting into a white sedan and taking off. Tyson, as you can see in this picture, described as a white English bulldog with beige coloring on his back. He is not chipped or neutered. Anyone with information is asked to contact Vallejo police. And
chip and neuter your friggin' dog. It's all, there's so many. Well, the thing about the French bulldogs, sweet dogs, but it's such a money game for a lot of these people. It's just $4,000 or $5,000 dog right there.
Is that
they
right?
can't even,
I did not know
and they
that.
can't even have the babies normally. They're pretty much bred to this point where they have to be delivered by C-section.
Is that right?
Yeah. They're beautiful dogs. I know several people with French bulldogs, the sweetest dogs ever, but this has just gotten crazy.
Yeah, my niece had one and it just passed away, and she was just beside herself in grieving the loss of her little French bulldog. She loved it.
And about Vallejo, I got a lot of nice places in Vallejo. There's some nice housing out there. Don't get me wrong. And I do like the town. It's military history. I was in the military, spent a lot of time out there. But it's become got a police department with a lot of issues over there, and it's a tough spot these days.
I understand.
Hopefully it turns around.
I understand. There's some plans to revitalize the shipbuilding industry there because it was quite a center of shipbuilding. In World War II.
They need to get that going again. It's something we're kind of falling behind on.
I think that's where the Rosie the Riveter Museum is at.
Yeah. There's a company out there too that will give you a fully electric Bronco, an old school one, and you can get it for like $225,000. It's all old school, but it's fully electric.
Wow.
Okay. Hey, thanks for watching, Steve. You got anything you want to say? Everyone's guilty, right? Everybody.
No, we want to remind
all those guys
our
in the
viewers.
Porsches were guilty.
We want to remind all of our viewers and followers any of the stories, fugitives or suspects, and any of our platforms are to be considered innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law. And do not make any attempt to arrest, apprehend, or detain anyone. If you recognize anybody or have any information, please just send us a email at tips@fugitive.com. TIPS@fugitive.com.
Hey Tony, what bar are we gonna have the Fugitive Watch party at on the east side? Name the bar, Tony. We're gonna go there one night.
How about the Fat Cat? Is that still around? Is that still around?
We want something like the Tavern on Morgan Hill. We'll do one down here one day, but we want something. We want something there where you're either a cop or you were featured on Fugitive Watch. We want that type of bar, right? So, like, hey, Steve, have you ever been approached by somebody like, "Hey, I was on your show years ago"? Have you ever?
Oh yeah. I was at the Orchard Supply one time with my family, and this really scary biker-looking guy was staring at me, and I had always told my wife and my son, you know, if I tell you to get away, you know, just go. This was before cell phones, you know, go call 911, and he was staring at me as I was in line to pay for what I was buying, and then finally he comes up to me and I go, okay, this is where it's going down. And he's just like, he extends his hand out, you know, and oh yeah, you're the guy from Fugitive Watch, you know, and God bless you, you know, you're doing the Lord's work, and you know, I love your show.
Yeah.
Totally caught me by surprise.
Oh, he didn't say, but I was on it. Yeah, I was on episode.
No, he didn't say he was on it, but he was, you know, he was pro Fugitive Watch, man. He was just so happy.
You're just assuming. Look at you stereotyping all the bikers that they're all criminals.
Yeah, that I was a celebrity, you know.
All right. So Tony says Evergreen Pub. You know that place, Steve?
Oh yes, I know where that's at.
Okay.
I didn't know they were still in business.
All right, we're gonna go there one night. We're gonna set it up.
Okay.
So we'll do that. I want you to go in there, Steve, and tell them we want a live stream from her.
Okay.
Frank, Frank, go set this up for us, will you?
Yeah. Where's Frankie at?
We don't know. I don't know. He might be in the Caribbean with Scott.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, Tony. Thank you very much. Appreciate everyone. Again, to the deputies in Sacramento, we're thinking about you guys, and obviously the deputies down in San Bernardino County. I have to go down there actually on a caper. I'll be down there here shortly. But thanks for watching, and appreciate your input. And we're here Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific time. All right, Steve-O, talking a little bit.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Tony. Bye.
Bye. See you.